1, 2, 3, 4.
There are times I wonder if I'm really alone. There are times I wonder if I'm true. There are times when I feel alone and I'm full roam. There are times I feel alone with you. You are enough of you. And there's always a love for you.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm real or if I'm seen.
I see everything, you are enough for me. You are enough for you.
I think the first time I really actually questioned my gender was about when I was 20. I was attending college at a very strict religious institution that was totally anti-LGBTQ. And that was about the time that I started thinking about my sexual orientation and realizing that at the time I said I was a lesbian, but it was just for a lack of terms. So I came out to my mom, and the first thing she asked me was, does this mean you want to be a man? And that was the first time I really questioned it, like, do I want to be a man? Not really. But at the time I thought those were the only two options that I had. I could be a man or I could be a female. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm a female. Thought about it again more when I was about 22. I just entered the workforce after graduating from said anti-LGBT college. And it was the first time I was able to really actually just question that. And one of my coworkers, amazing person, they taught me so much. They identified as trans non-binary. And so being able to talk to them and really see the experiences that they were going through made me realize that that was a term that really fit with how I identified. And so that was the first time that I really opened that up to being like, hey, what is my gender? And doing that research. And since then, I've been pretty comfortable with the term trans non-binary or just some form of gender fluidity, not identifying as male or female. But yeah, so 22 and I'm 24 now, so it's been a short journey.
I was young. I was probably 8 years old, and I was going through the tomboy stereotypical phase, wearing cargo shorts, and that's when I had my first crush on a girl, and I told myself that it was a phase. Starts young, and so I was starting to think I felt like a boy. I didn't really feel like a girl. I didn't know what to do, so it's just followed me. Yeah.
I've talked about this with my therapist a lot because I kind of had this idea that if you were trans, you kind of knew it from a young age and kind of just developed over time, and that wasn't my experience really at all. I mean, I would like wearing dresses for a certain period of time, would like wearing what this, that, the other thing, and I could just kind of do what I wanted in that regard. Didn't really think about the gender, who I was on a gender. I don't know what my gender was until about probably 18 or 19 years old when I came to college and started exploring that, I guess, more, and then went home and realized that things about me had changed.
At what age did I start thinking about gender is actually a really interesting thing for me because I didn't think about gender. I didn't think about it until I actually hit puberty. When it was the most horrifying day of my life when my mom had to explain to me that I was a female, because a lot of people laugh at this, I was very convinced with my brothers and with all of the other people that I knew and the guys that I knew that my boy parts were just going to grow when I hit this magical thing called puberty, because that's what all the older kids were talking about, is that their stuff grew. Everything dropped and everything grew, and I assumed it was going to grow. And my poor mom had to sit me down one day and tell me that I was female. And that was the most horrifying day of my life. After that was when I started actually looking at people and seeing gender, and it horrified me. So really, I didn't think about it. I just assumed that I was like all the other boys from as long as I can remember.
I didn't really notice what my body meant until probably puberty, and then I realized that something, was wrong. Not wrong, but something wasn't right. Something wasn't mixing well with the way that I felt inside, compared on the outside. And then I kind of hit this spark or the time in my life where I like realized that there's other like options for me, because I grew up in a very not conservative household, but we never really talked about anything. Like, I came out as a lesbian when I was 9, and then my whole life I was told it was a phase.
I think I've been thinking about it for a long time. As early as age 4 or 5, you know, just what does it mean that we can't like use the same bathroom? What does it mean that we have to exert power over a feminine object or a feminine person? Like, what does it mean to hate something that you're not, or to be afraid of it? That's gender for me has been like always this big abstract thing that like why is it a problem at all for anyone? And I still don't understand. So I think it's really great to like talk to people about it and figure out where that fear is coming from.